Tando is basically a bridge. It's a bridge between the Bitcoin user who's ready to spend their Bitcoin and the merchant who does not know about Bitcoin yet, but they still want business and you want to pay to them, because at this stage of Bitcoin adoption, not so many people still know about Bitcoin. Like, I feel like right now is when the real job of educating people has started. And so you come with your Bitcoin and we basically just convert that to Kenyan shillings. We've integrated the Lightning Network with the M-Pesa payment rails, which are really great. And they've always worked well here in Kenya. So we just integrated that. And now you can be able to use your Bitcoin. But on the other end, it's Kenyan shillings that are received.
Hello, everyone out there. This video, it's not free. It actually costs us a lot of time and money. How can you repay us? It's very simple. By subscribing to the channel, giving us a like, and leaving a comment. This way, you continue to support us in creating daily videos so that together we can learn about Bitcoin, economics, and so many other things we have to share with you. Now, enjoy the video. Thank you very much.
Hello, this is the Bitcoin Libertarian, and welcome to the last stream of 2025. Our guest today is Sabina. She is the co-founder of Tando, a groundbreaking app that's making Bitcoin practical for everyday use in Kenya. Sabina, along with her co-founder, has built Tando as a simple, no sign-up mobile app that mirrors the familiar M-Pesa interface, but with one game-changing twist. It lets users spend Bitcoin via the Lightning Network anywhere M-Pesa is accepted with zero fees. Merchants receive Kenyan shillings instantly, while users pay in sats, privately, quickly, and without the high cost of traditional conversion. Today, we will talk about her journey into Bitcoin, the story behind Tando, and the challenges of building in Africa. Sabina, welcome.
Hey, thank you so much. That was a cool intro. My name is Sabina. I am one of the co-founders of Tando. And like he has said, Tando is a mobile app that gives anyone in the world the freedom to spend their Bitcoin anywhere in Kenya. M-Pesa is accepted. And I'm really excited to be here and talk more about Tando and let the world know, like Bitcoin is spendable money. So let's do this.
Excellent, Sabina. But the first question is not about Tando. It's the first question that I do to everyone. And I want to know, how were you orange pilled?
All right. So my Bitcoin story goes back to 2018 or 17. That's when I first heard of Bitcoin. I was just a campus student and very curious to learn about this thing because I heard people are making money with it. And we had several people in the campus, like a group of guys, and they were running a Ponzi scheme, and they would come and tell us, give me your 200 shillings, which is like $1 or $2, and I will multiply it in 2 weeks. A lot of people fell for the scam, but I did not. One, because I wanted to do my own research and I've always been a curious person. And number two, I didn't have money. I was broke. So there's no way I'm giving away the small amount I have left. And so that led me to going back to my dorm, and I started Googling, what is Bitcoin? What is this Bitcoin thing? I hear about it a lot these days. And from what I understood back then was Bitcoin is just digital money. And so for me, it did not make sense. Well, it's digital money. But I was like, we have M-Pesa. So for those who don't know, M-Pesa is mobile money. It's M-Pesa translates to mobile money in English. And it is our version of digital money here in Kenya. It's how people send money. It's how people receive money. Like 35 million Kenyans use M-Pesa. So it's that big. And so I didn't get the essence of Bitcoin because it's like, yeah, it's digital money. In Kenya, we have M-Pesa. I use it everywhere, so I don't need this Bitcoin. Anyway, so that was that. And then fast forward to 2020, I was done with campus and almost graduating. So I was doing a lot of side gigs, like freelancing. And I was working for this American company. It's called Rev. It's a transcription company. And I used to transcribe a lot of podcasts where they were talking about cryptocurrencies. They'll talk about Ethereum, Solana, Bitcoin. So I'm like, oh, this Bitcoin thing is following me. Let me look into it again, because it's like the universe is telling me something. And so I looked into it again, and it's still the same. I didn't understand, digital money. So I reached out to one of my friend. He was like a forex trader, and he understood cryptocurrencies in a way, which I later came to find out that he actually knew nothing about Bitcoin. So I reached out to him and I'm like, hey, can you advise me? I'm hearing about these cryptocurrencies. Which one should I focus on? Because I don't have the bandwidth to learn about 50 cryptocurrencies or 100 cryptocurrencies because there are so many. I just want to focus on one and invest my time and energy there. And so he told me, download Coinbase or Binance and buy Solana and Ethereum and then sell it after 2 weeks and all that and all that. It was like gambling. And I'm like, you know what? I can't do that. I don't have the capacity to do all these things. So I just gave up and I stopped. I stopped like, being curious or like researching about Bitcoin. I was like, this thing, it's just too complicated for me. And then fast forward 2 years later, I was still like on the internet and Googling, and I Googled Bitcoin in Kenya. And that is where I came across a platform called Bitcoin Data. Bitcoin Data is a platform that they educate African women about Bitcoin, and it was free. And in Kenya, most things are not free, especially when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Like people tell you, give me this amount of money. They charge you to teach you. So I was like, oh my God, this is what I've been looking for. And so I enrolled the classes the next year, which was 2023. I did my course. I think I finished that course in June. That's when we graduated of 2023. And luckily, I was like the first one in my class, by the way. And then after that, I landed a job there as their growth lead / content creator, social media manager, all that. So my job was to just like create a lot of content about Bitcoin, educating people online. So I used to do a lot of research, I would read a lot of, articles about Bitcoin on Twitter. I'm there following everyone, learning and learning. And I feel like that is in that role, like I grew and I built the foundation, which I later came to, which led me to now building Tando. And like we said earlier, Tando is a mobile app that allows anyone in the world to spend their Bitcoin anywhere in Kenya. M-Pesa is accepted. And so that has been my journey. It just started out as curiosity. And now I'm here, building in Bitcoin, which has been a very rewarding journey. And I couldn't be more happier. So yeah, thank you.
Excellent. Now, I learned about the Bitcoin data. I need to contact Lorraine again because I had her on my podcast probably 1 year ago or
Mm-hmm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
And this channel was taken down. And I saw
Oh.
the improvement of what she's doing on her project. In fact, I was talking previous to you to I was doing another live stream, but in Spanish. And I was
Mm-hmm.
talking in the live stream in Spanish about Bitcoin data and about what she's doing there. And it's incredible what she's doing there. And how does Tando how was Tando born?
All right. So that also takes me back to Bitcoin data when I was working there. Um, at times we'd get paid in Bitcoin. Of course, it's a Bitcoin company. And once I have the Bitcoin in my wallet, I need to use it. Like for me, I've always spent my Bitcoin because I have bills to pay. I don't have the privilege to just, hold it long term. Like I need to pay my bills. And so when I used to work there, payday would come, I get my payments, and then it's time for me to pay my monthly bills, my rent, shop for groceries, pay for transport and all that. And there wasn't an easy way for me to convert my Bitcoin into goods or services. It was such a hurdle and it was actually stressful. So I would go on an exchange um, and sell my Bitcoin for USD first. And then I had to convert the USD to Kenyan shillings and then wait for my Kenyan shillings to reflect either in my M-Pesa or my bank, mostly in my M-Pesa. And it was a very time consuming process. It was very expensive because in each of these steps, I was charged a transaction fees. And sometimes exchanges are very disappointing. Like you do a transaction, like you swap your BTC and they take like hours for your cash to reflect in your M-Pesa. So like a lot of time, a lot of frustration. And this happens so many times. So I always like wondered to myself, or I would think like, why isn't there an easy way for me to spend my Bitcoin? Um, and also at the same time, I was a Machankura orange pillar. I don't know if you've heard of Machankura, but it's this cool, um, custodial wallet where it's on a feature phone. So they use the USSD codes. And in Africa, a lot of people still use feature phones. Not everyone has a smartphone. And we don't have there are so many places without internet penetration. So Machankura solves that. Like whether if you don't have internet, if you don't have a smartphone, you can still be able to participate in the Bitcoin network. So I was an orange pillar for them. I had this special code that I would give to people and they would open, a wallet or an account with Machankura using my special code and I'd get a few sats. It was just one way of me hustling. So when I was a Machankura orange pillar, my co-founder and I, we started the habit of tipping like waitresses or taxi drivers in Bitcoin instead of Kenyan shillings. Because, when you're a Bitcoiner, you want everyone to know about Bitcoin. You're super excited. You preach it everywhere. So we were like, nobody's going to say no to a tip. But what we're going to do is instead of giving them what they're used to Kenyan shillings, let's give them Bitcoin. And that can be an avenue for them to start learning about it. And surprisingly, 90% of them never say no to Bitcoin. So I would go, can I tip you? And they're like, yeah, but I don't have Kenyan shillings. Can I tip you in Bitcoin? And they're like, yeah. So I would create a Machankura wallet for them, open it, send them like a few sats there. And they see it on their phone. So they're holding their phone like this and they're like, oh, okay, I've received it. So what should I do next? How can I withdraw it? How can I turn it into Kenyan shillings? So the problem that I was facing or the question that I had, how can I spend my Bitcoin easily? Like these cab drivers and waitresses and whoever was, even my mom and dad, because I sent them Bitcoin at some point, they would always ask me, how can I spend it? Can I go to a supermarket or a shop and, use it to do my shopping, pay my rent or whatever? And that's where there was like a friction. I didn't have a great answer to that. And so that was like the genesis of Tando. There are like so many other factors that led to Tando, and my co-founder has his story, but this was my story of what led me to create Tando. It was a problem that I was facing, and so I decided to create a solution for it. And M-Pesa being widely used here, like our economy basically runs on M-Pesa. Like I told you, Kenya is a country of 54 million people, and 35 million people already use M-Pesa. So it was just like I was talking to my co-founder and we were brainstorming and I'm like, I wish there was an easy way we can spend our Bitcoin just like the way we spend our digital Kenyan shilling via M-Pesa, and that was how Tando was born. So yeah.
And how does Tando work?
So Tando is basically a bridge. It's a bridge between the Bitcoin user who's ready to spend their Bitcoin and the merchant who does not know about Bitcoin yet, but they still want business and you want to pay to them. Because at this stage of Bitcoin adoption, not so many people still know about Bitcoin. Like I feel like right now is when the real job of educating people has started. And so you come with your Bitcoin and we basically just convert that to Kenyan shillings. We've integrated the Lightning Network with the M-Pesa payment rails, which are really great. And they've always worked well here in Kenya. So we just integrated that. And now you can be able to use your Bitcoin. But on the other end, it's Kenyan shillings that are received.
So basically, with Tando, what you do is you connect the app between the Lightning wallet and the M-Pesa, or it functions independently. I need to send the Satoshis to Tando, and from there, you manage in the backend with M-Pesa.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the user, explain me how it works. You download your Tando.
Oh, okay. So you
And
have your
let me say it. I travel to Kenya. I don't have, I hope I can travel to Africa soon. I never been to Africa. I want to travel to Africa. I go to Kenya to visit the Bitcoiners. I don't have the Kenya money and they cannot accept my credit card. I want to pay with Bitcoin, but let's say I go to the grocery shop and they don't accept Bitcoin. How do I do all the process?
Perfect. So luckily we have Tando now, so you don't need Kenyan shillings and all that. So you just download the Tando app. It's available on Apple Store and the Play Store. There's even a web version. And you can download it from wherever you are in the world. And then after you download it, that's it. All you, the other thing you need is your Lightning wallet with your Bitcoin in it. So it can either be a custodial wallet or non-custodial wallet. So the thing with Tando, you need to understand it's a bridge. It's not a wallet. So we don't hold your funds because with Bitcoin, we say you are your own bank and we want you to be responsible for your money. We don't want to be responsible for your Bitcoin. It's too precious. So all you need is the Tando app and your Bitcoin Lightning wallet with your Bitcoin in it. So you come to Kenya, open your Tando app. There are 4 options on the app. No, not 4, like 3 options on the app. I want to show, I don't know if I can show this on the screen. Just a moment. So I don't know if you can see. This is how the app looks like. So there's a send money option, pay bills, and buy goods. These are the most commonly used payment methods in M-Pesa. So we just mimicked what M-Pesa does. The only difference is we're using Bitcoin as our foundation. And in Kenya, when you come, like I said, 90% of the country, M-Pesa is accepted. So let's say you go to the supermarket, you want to buy your groceries. You will find that they have either the send money or the buy goods, the pay bill number. They will give you one of those. So let's say most supermarkets do have buy goods because buy goods, it's for retail. Send money is P2P when you're sending money to another person. And then pay bill is mostly connected with banks when you're paying your monthly bills like the internet or water, electricity. So let's say for this example, we're going to choose send money. I wish you had a Kenyan number or there was a Kenyan person here. So Tando will ask you to key in the phone number of the merchant. And so you key in your phone number. I'm just keying in my number. And then it asks you to put the amount of Kenyan shillings you owe them. So let's say you bought bread. It's like 100 shillings here, which is $1. You put that. Next, Tando creates an invoice for you. And it shows you the amount of Bitcoin or sats you're about to spend. So once you click on that create invoice, then there comes the invoice itself here. So you can choose someone can actually scan this and pay. You can actually scan this and pay from anywhere in the world. You don't have to be in Kenya, or you can just choose this little button down here, pay invoice, and automatically Tando will open your Lightning wallet of choice. Oh, it's a new phone. And so this is wallet of Satoshi. You can say, sorry, I have a new phone, but you see how, oh yeah, there it goes. I don't have enough sat, but it will automatically open your Lightning wallet and then you're going to approve of the payment. And once you click on send, we receive the Bitcoin, like the Bitcoin goes to our node, and then we are going to convert that into Kenyan shillings and push the Kenyan shillings to the recipient. And this whole process happens in like 15 to 20 seconds. So it's that fast because it's Lightning anyway.
Yes, excellent. And how many people is using Tando now in Kenya?
So we don't know how many people are using Tando because with Tando, like I told you, you just download the app and you go straight into using it. We don't ask for your data in short. So we don't know who you are, even when you're using the app. We do have a unique identifier, which is like a Nostra ID. And that's how we are able to know you're the one who's using this, app. But we don't know your name, your email, or that. So we don't know like how many people use it. But I can tell you by December, like the early December this year, we had done 15 15 BTC in transaction volume. So that's how much we've processed since last year December up to like early this year December.
So
And I'm sure like
15,
it's gone up. Yeah, 15 BTC, which is
15,
like
1.5
15.
million.
Yeah, 1.5 billion sats.
Well, oh, it's a good. So the volume is really good because I assume to move this money in the economy of Kenya with people using Bitcoin, I think is a huge amount of money. And
Yeah. Yes,
and
yes,
do you,
yes. It's sorry. I'm saying it's really great because we've had actually Bitcoiners come to Kenya for safaris. Kenya is known for like having great safaris. So we get a lot of actually Bitcoiners come to Kenya as tourists and they just use their Tando app with their Lightning wallet. So they get to spend their BTC or like get to pay like a local even without them being a local. And also we also see it as an advantage. Like this money goes back to our economy, M-Pesa, Safaricom, and the government owns like 30% shares in Safaricom, in M-Pesa that is. So it's good for our economy because the money is coming back to the economy compared to if you as a tourist are coming to Kenya and you're using Visa or MasterCard, none of that comes to our economy. So it's really great it's a win-win for everyone. The Kenyan economy and us as well.
excellent. And you made look like M-Pesa, so people who it's easy to orange pill people to start accepting Bitcoin.
Yes. So that is like, I think has been one of the biggest, it's one of the reasons as to why Tando has been successful in such a short period of time here in Kenya because it looks like M-Pesa. Localization is just making Bitcoin tools feel like an extension of already existing tools and technologies that people have used over the years. So M-Pesa was launched in 2007. So many Kenyans use it. Like growing up as a kid, I knew how to use M-Pesa. It's like it's part of who we are. And so what we did, the UX design, the flow, the colors, everything, it just mimics M-Pesa. The only difference is, our foundation is built on Bitcoin. And that's a very important part in Bitcoin adoption because most people, especially here in Kenya, they already have this misconception that Bitcoin is hard. And even I was one of them before I started learning about Bitcoin. And so you need tools that um, show people that no, Bitcoin is not hard. It's actually like really simple and you can do it. It's just money. That's all they need to understand.
Yeah, and
At
one
least.
of the good yes,
Mhm.
one of the ways to orange pill people is to build apps that look like the fiat apps. So it's
Yes.
easy to use. And the main goal for hyper Bitcoinization is to people to use Bitcoin without they knowing that they are using Bitcoin. So
Yeah,
that's the
Bitcoin
main
should
goal.
be in the background. Exactly.
And also you can use, I think that you can use Tando for international remittance from Kenyan people who lives abroad, send money to their family. They can do it with Bitcoin, right?
Yes. So as long as the receiver has to be Kenyan, but you as the sender, you can be anywhere in the world. You can be in Canada, in the US, in Mexico, Spain, wherever. And we've had so many people, well, let me not say so many, but we've had people who send money back home. I'm using Tando. I was actually chatting to one of our users. He lives in Canada and he is always like texting us every time he sends money back home. He's like, oh my God, he sends us an email like Tando. I'm so thankful and grateful. This used to take days and they used to use Western Union and all that, a lot of paperwork and all, but now it's just 15, 20 seconds and his money is here and his family is happy and they're able to sort their bills. So and when we were building Tando, we didn't have that use case in mind. It's just people used it and figured it out. And now it's like a really cool feature.
And how about the fees? How much the fees are?
Oh, so Tando, it's zero transaction fees. up until now, since because we officially launched last year December. That's when we opened it up to the public, like everyone. Before it was just like beta testing with a few of our friends. But yeah, since then we just charge zero transaction fees. And this is because, well, people like it and it's also kind of like an incentive. People love it. A lot of customers, a lot of users here, they love the zero transaction fee. They love to save money. I remember there was this earlier this year, um, we were showcasing Tando at a crypto event and people came to our booth. There was this one guy, he had like the fees at zero and he had like a few crypto coins, like other coins, not Bitcoin. He sold them instantly and converted them to Bitcoin because well, we explained Bitcoin to him and he bought it. He was happy. But the zero transaction fees here in Kenya, like it's a big deal for a lot of people because they love to save money because the legacy systems, the traditional system, they charge like a lot of transaction fees. And so when you're using Tando, you are saving money. So, but we treat it as an incentive. Maybe in the future, not maybe in the future, we plan to introduce a fee, but for now, we are going to leave it like that, incentivize more people to join, Bitcoin and learn and yeah, make people happy.
Yes, I think that as long as you grow, you must introduce a fee because you have to make money. But
Yeah, it's a business.
I'm sure that it's not going to be a fee as high as you can spend for an international remittance with Western Union or a
Mm-hmm.
bank. And I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
I can tell, I probably, as you said, you were paid your salary in Bitcoin, you need to change to dollar, you need to change to Kenyan shilling, and probably in this process, you pay 5 to 10% of your salary. So that's the thing.
Yeah, I think 1%, 1.5, 2, that would be a good fee. But yes, like you say, we're a business. At some point, we'd have to make money and all. But yeah, for now, let's just keep incentivizing people to
Excellent.
join Bitcoin trade.
And I know that you don't have too much time, so I want to ask few more questions. How are the challenges of building a company and building technology in Africa with all the technological issues, the problems with internet, and all the things that you can find in the day-to-day business?
Okay, so I feel like one of the problem is, especially for us, is we are bridging with a legacy system, a traditional system, and so there'll always be challenges there. Um, but it's been M-Pesa, like I told you, the rails are really good. They work well, but at times, of course, they don't work. They have like outages and all that. Like that happens to a lot of techs. And so when M-Pesa is affected, that means like we are affected too. So if they're down, we won't be able to process the transaction. But I feel like that's part of, building such Bitcoin companies. Like integrating Bitcoin with traditional systems is always hard. But like I do believe that it's through those challenges that you get to learn and you tinker so hard to find a solution so that you can alienate yourself from these traditional systems. But I think one of the biggest, in my experience building Tando, one of the biggest challenges has been education. Like most people are very misinformed about Bitcoin. And these not just like the users, even the like people in M-Pesa, people in the government who are passing policies, they don't know anything about Bitcoin. But they still pass rules or they assume um a lot of false things. So I would say for me, the biggest misconception has been education. And this is why like I'm big on it and I admire and support a lot of people who do education because I feel like that can solve 90% of the problems that we are facing when building Bitcoin. And also like a lot of people, they're not curious enough. They don't want change. We're humans. People fear change. they like sticking to their old thinking ways. And so you can preach Bitcoin to them, you present the problem, the solution, but they're still there like, oh, I don't want to do this. As long as they've not been affected or they've not gone through like crazy challenges that has been brought by the fiat system, they're just there very comfortable and not willing to learn more or, think outside the box. So I would say education.
Yes, I think that education is a key, and how you see all the education movements that are working in Africa. How do you see that the impact that they have in their communities and in the usage of these tools?
Yeah, so like for me, I'm a great example of an education platform that, I got to learn about Bitcoin. I understood it and I saw the problem that it's solving for us. And I saw how, it's going to make life better. And here I am building my own Bitcoin product that is making life easier for a lot of people. So I see they have like a really great impact. Like even your previous guest, Viola, she's also like a product of a Bitcoin education platform. A lot of people are, especially this year, we've had like so many Bitcoin African projects come up. And you find that most of these projects are coming from people who have gone through these education platforms. So I feel like they're playing a very big role and they're helping bridge that, big gap. I feel like information is very important. And once a person is open and curious to learning and they get that information, that knowledge, then magic happens, after that. And so I believe, they have a great impact and I hope to see more education platforms educating people. Like we need now education platforms for policymakers, these big companies, lawyers. Like now let's go to, those institutions and educate them about Bitcoin and how it can change, a lot of things for them.
And how are the future plans? What are the future plans for Tando?
So the future plans, number one is, so our mission, first of all, has always been accelerating Bitcoin adoption as a medium of exchange across Africa. So from my experience, most people, they believe in Bitcoin once they see it in action. Like it has to feel tangible to them. There's this saying in Africa, seeing is believing. It's after like when you prove to people that Bitcoin is money, that's when they will be like, oh, okay, fine. Let me now look into it. Send them this Bitcoin, like my mom, my dad, the cab drivers, all those people that I interacted with before. If I can go back now, I have this amazing tool, Tando. Like this is how you now can use your Bitcoin, convert your Bitcoin into goods and services. That's when they're like, oh, okay, wow, I want to learn more about this Bitcoin thing. And so we believe that spending Bitcoin in Africa is very important, like presenting Bitcoin as a medium of exchange. And so that is our main mission, is to accelerate Bitcoin adoption as a medium of exchange across Africa, starting here in Kenya. So one of our future plans, our big plans, 2026 is expanding to other countries and bringing this experience to other people in these African countries. So when we launched last year in December, the African Bitcoin conference happened here. It was here in Kenya, Nairobi, and a lot of Bitcoiners who had come from different parts of the world, they used and experienced Tando and they loved it so much. And so after the conference was over, we got so many DMs and emails like, hey, when are you coming to Ivory Coast? When are you coming to Tanzania? When are you coming to Mozambique? And we have people who are still asking us, to go to their countries. And one of the guiding principles at Tando is we listen to our customers. Our customers are our best regulators. They're the ones who guide us. And so they've been asking for Tando, and our goal is to deliver and take this value that the Kenyans have been finding in Tando to these other countries. And also, like, we are working on a few products to help like merchants adopt Bitcoin. I can't talk too much about that because it's still early, but it's a puzzle we're trying to solve. Because remember, I told you Tando is a bridge between the Bitcoin user and the merchant, and we solved one side of the equation, which was the user side. So we gave the Bitcoin user an easy way to spend their Bitcoin. But what about the merchant who maybe has learned about Bitcoin and they want to accept it? So we are kind of working on the other side of the equation, but that's like too early. I would say our main goal is to take Tando to these other countries, and we're already working on that. We have a new UI coming up so that it can be able to accommodate, these other different countries. But I think it's gonna be an exciting year of spreading the Bitcoin, gospel to other people in Africa.
Excellent. Tando, the name has any meaning in English?
Yes. Oh my God. Thank you for asking, because this is one of my favorite questions, because it happened. Tando has a meaning, yes. And the way we got the name, I feel like, because I'm a spiritual pastor, I felt like everything was so divine from the first day we had this idea and how, getting the name and all that. So it was in December of 2023. We were in Ghana, my co-founder and I, and the African Bitcoin conference happened to be in Ghana. So we got there 1 week earlier to explore Ghana, experience the culture, meet the people and everything. And then the next week go to the conference. So when we were in the middle of exploring, we went to this city. It's called Kumasi or Kumasai. It's one of the capital cities. And we happened to just we got there in time for this festival that happens after every, I think, 3 months. It's called the Akwasi Day. It's where the king comes and the whole village is there and they're honoring their ancestors, for the sacrifices they made and all that. It's a very colorful event because everyone is wearing their traditional wear. The king is draped in gold. The royals are in gold. It's very colorful and beautiful, and they're accommodating. It's open to everyone. So we got there. We met a guy, and we were friends. He was explaining everything to us. People are so nice in Ghana, by the way. It's one of the African countries you should definitely visit. And so the next day he was taking us on a tour, in, the village and all that, explaining a lot of things. And we got to, I don't know if it was the sword site. I think it was called the sword site or something. And that's why he was telling us about the different deities in the Asante mythology, because they're the Asante people of Ghana. And so they have like different gods, the god of the sun, the rain, the drought, and all that. And so the god of lightning and thunder happened to be Tando. That's his name, the god of lightning and thunder. So, like, we were like, what? Say that again. And we had been looking for a name. And so we got it and we were like, that is what we are going to use. It's lightning. Tando is built on lightning. And so we just went with it. Luckily, when we came to register it here in Kenya, no one had taken the name. And so that's how we got the name Tando. So Tando is the god of thunder and lightning in the Asante mythology of the people of Ghana. So yeah, that's the story behind the name. I think it's the coolest
So,
story ever.
so beautiful because it's a short, when you build an app or when you build something, it needs to be short, easy to pronounce in any language,
Yes.
because Tando is easy to pronounce in English, in French. Even if I show to the Chinese, they will say Tando. In
Tando.
Spanish, Tando,
Yeah.
and has a good story behind. So it's so beautiful. So I know that you have to go. I have two more questions. The first
Sure.
one is, how do you see the future of Bitcoin?
Is there a context? Okay, let me speak in the African context, because this is where I'm born and raised in Africa. I'm building in Africa. So for me, the future of Bitcoin, I do see, or I believe that Africa is the best use case for Bitcoin. And so I see a future where Africa is leading the world by showing them how Bitcoin is spendable, or like how Bitcoin really comes in and transforms a lot of systems. Because, in Africa, a lot of things don't don't work, unfortunately, because of bad governance and not that. Our systems, they're not that great. Like, for example, now, if I want to send money to Ghana, that might take me days if I go through the traditional means of sending money because they don't communicate. Our banks, they don't communicate with each other and the infrastructure is not built. So I can see how Bitcoin comes and it's like a bridge there, or it doesn't even have to be a bridge, like P2P Bitcoin, and it solves like that economic issue we have, trading with one another. Like we also know we have like is it like 52 or 40 something currencies? Every country has its currency of its own, and so we don't get along there. And I can see how once we start using Bitcoin, there'll be a lot of economic prosperity because trading will be easier, sending money will be easier. And Africa has a lot of potential. We have like a young population, so labor is there. A lot of materials like minerals, we see the countries in Congo because they have like precious minerals, they are precious metals. So we have everything we need. We just need like a solid foundation, and I feel like Bitcoin is that solid foundation that will help Africa transform into the giant that it was always meant to be. So I want to see my future is like Africa being the blueprint for, Bitcoin infrastructure. Yeah.
Excellent. And the last question is, if you had the chance to sit down with Satoshi Nakamoto, what would you ask or what would you say to him, to her, or to them?
I would just say thank you. Like, there's this song, Are You Christian? Oh,
Yes, I was raised Roman Catholic. Yes, I'm not a
yeah.
practicant, but yeah. I
Okay.
don't go to the church on Sunday, but I am, yes.
Let me not use that example, but there's that saying that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. I think Satoshi built that light at the end of the tunnel because right now there are a lot of crazy things happening in the world. And if you remove Bitcoin out of the equation and you see all these crazy things happen, you don't see a way out. But like now that Satoshi gave us these precious gifts, like it gives you hope, that the future it's better and I have something to look forward to. So you wake up and you work hard and you keep building and keep pushing Satoshi's vision forward, to help to rescue the world and create a better future for our children and generations to come. So for me, I would just like say thank you, Satoshi, for this amazing gift. And yeah, that's it. And hug him, that's I think that's what I would do.
Excellent. Sabina, thank you very much for your time. Anything else you want to add and how people can contact you?
Um, I wish we had more time. Maybe I can be back for a part two. But like for now, if you wanna contact me, my ex, which wait there, I believe you have yeah, it's X, but like the easiest, it's Sabina at Tando.me. That's my email. Hit me up if you want to chat, if you have more questions about Tando, anything like, yeah, just hit me up on my email. I feel like that's the easiest way for me to communicate. And thank you so much for having me. This was fun.
Thank you very much for your time. For sure, we are going to have you in the future again to see how Tando is evolving. And I hope someday I can go to Kenya and just
Yay!
spend Bitcoin in Kenya
Yes, you're
with
so much
Tando.
welcome. It's a beautiful country. The people are lovely and you can spend your Bitcoin. Actually, what I want to say to people is come to Kenya. You can live on Bitcoin in Kenya. Like it's not just in theory, it's happening. We've had Bitcoiners come to Kenya and they're like, it's the mecca of Bitcoin in Africa. So come to Kenya, explore. The weather is perfect, beautiful safari, beautiful beaches, beautiful people. The party scene is good if you're like there's something for everyone. So Karibu Kenya and come and live on Bitcoin, experience what a Bitcoin standard future looks and feels like. So yeah.
I can tell that Kenya is the mecca of Bitcoin in Africa because most of my guests from Africa are from
Yeah.
Kenya.
Yay!
So I so happy, and I'm so happy to be with you and to explore more what is being built in Africa. And I do agree with you is the use case. I think that Africa and Latin America are the blueprint of the use case of Bitcoin. That's
Exactly.
why I'm original from Latin America, so I'm attracted to what is going on in Africa. So, Sabina, thank you very much for your time. Have a great day. Happy New Year and the best for you.
Thank you so much, and I wish you the same. And yeah, I'll see you around next year.
See you
Bye,
around.
everybody.
Bye-bye. And thank you very much to everyone who is on the other side. If you like the episode, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media, because doing that, you help us in our task of painting the world orange. Share this episode with the people you love. Share this episode with the people you hate, because we must reach 8 billion people and give them the orange pill. See you in the next episode of our podcast. Happy New Year, and thank you for being with us through 2025. Stay humble, stay stack sats, and remember, we are all Satoshi. And that's all for today. If you like the episode, please give us a like, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media. Our X account is the Bitcoin _. Our YouTube channel is the Libertarian BTC. Our YouTube channel in Spanish is Libertarian BTC ESP. Our Patreon, the Bitcoin Libertarian. Our Instagram, the Bitcoin Libertarian. That's all. You can go there and follow us in all our social media.